Like we're working at Home Depot.
Bro, my arm can like go edge to edge.
Alright. This is weird.
My elbow's like right here.
Alright.
Alright.
Is it recording?
Guess we are recording.
Hi. Excellent.
Alright. Screw this. I don't want to deal with this.
Would you like to hold it? You seem to be having a lot of fun when you held it.
The mic?
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, there it is. It still sounds like crap.
I don't think it's doing really a lot much for you.
Alright guys, we can start.
I'll use my gimbal as mine.
Hello.
Here's the weird
The
thing.
reverb.
It says the Bluetooth is ready to pair, and it doesn't say anything about the Bluetooth is connected. That's the next thing it should say in that Chinese voice.
There's an echo.
That's it.
Echo!
There we go.
Alright.
We should turn that off.
No, we're good here.
Alright, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Alright,
You
are good.
Awesome.
Alrighty. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Inkling Brothers podcast panel held here. This is special at Castle Point AnimeCon. This is our first time hosting a panel over here. Not the first Inkling Brothers panel, but definitely our first time exploring New Jersey as a group. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the con so far? Just
I love it.
quick thoughts.
It's definitely different from all the other panels that we've done in the past. It's very chill, and also just in general, the con is just very chill, chill vibes. I'm not rushing to get to the next panel to find out that I'm not gonna get in because of a huge line or whatever. But everything's on time, and everything is kind of just you go for what you want. It's not supposed to be something spectacular, but it's also not supposed to be something that's super low grade. So
Yeah.
And the open floor is nice too, because you get to see everything's there. There's a lot of noise going on. It's a little mix of both, rather than just having just the artist alley or just the dealer's room. You have a little bit of an event, and it's a little blended.
Yeah.
I've been loving it too. So far, I don't need it, thank you. I'm good. Thank you. The con's good. Everyone's really friendly and just very awesome vibe. New Jersey people are my favorite type of people because they're way nicer than New York people. So we're all from New York City.
Deadass?
Deadass.
Deadass.
That's our lingo. And coming out here to New Jersey, everyone is so nice and chill about things. You guys really don't care so much about parking spots.
sync.
Everyone's just. Yeah, the con's been good. Shout out to the con organizers and the staff, super friendly, great. Seen some really good cosplays. I think my favorite so far was an Isabel cosplay, because there's a lot of love for Isabel right now, because she's in Smash.
Yes, there
we
is.
have an Isabel main amongst us, Jeffrey over
Fight me.
here.
Play a little bit of her.
Loving the con so far. We tried to, I'm going to counter that, because the lines weren't too bad, but we tried to get into Pro ZD. It wasn't
Yes, we
happening.
did.
But it was Pro ZD.
It was Pro ZD,
Rip.
so what can you expect? But I love the con so far.
Yeah.
It's been pretty fun. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're hoping that for the next hour or so that we're here, we can get down to business.
First, we should do some introductions.
Right, but also for our audience here, just wanted to make it clear that since this will be, going up on the interwebs, that's the reason why we will be referring to that camera, but also we will be referring to everyone, or despite how many people there might be here. I'm up. But yeah, so let's do some introductions.
Alrighty. So, hey guys, my name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. This reverb is
Yeah.
Can we lower the reverb on this?
Yes, go.
Test. Alright. My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. I am the purple squid of the Inkling Brothers podcast.
Yo, what's good? I am, what color am I now? I'm the blue squid here on the Inkling
You're
Brothers
colorblind.
podcast. That's true. And no, it's not. I am the blue Inkling, blue squid here. My name is Royal Dude Lorenzo, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Not like the meme.
I'm Jeff. Name's
What color?
Jeff.
Should I just be the hidden one?
Oh, this is our special guest, Jeff.
I'm the yellow one.
Yellow squid.
I'm the yellow squid.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Battling for dominance from Henry.
Test. You, I am the red squid, aka Samurai, and I'm here Sunday at 2 p.m. for this Inkling Bros podcast.
There you go.
Thanks. And for those of you wondering, Eric couldn't be here this weekend, but he's here in spirit. So we'll miss you, buddy. All right,
Not dead,
we'll miss you.
but we'll miss you.
We'll miss you. All right. We wish you were here. But anyways, I'm actually gonna I'm killing this.
Power off.
Thank you.
Yeah. So podcasting.
Let's talk about we should talk about Avengers?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, so
Oh, actually,
No.
wait, we should mention.
we're not gonna spoil it.
Oh.
We
We'll
should
Much.
mention it.
We should
today.
mention that this panel is special and that it is audience participation. You guys can just jump in at any time if you want to contribute to the conversation. Obviously, one at a time, of course.
If you're
or,
gonna tomato us, just tomato these guys.
Yeah.
I like tomatoes.
Yeah, open
tomato
discussion,
Jeff.
basically.
So, yeah, I guess recent pop culture news. We recently went to go see Shazam, which was really good, but surprisingly really freaking dark.
At the same time.
We'll do more of a detailed review, I guess, on our channel, but
And,
it was
The
good.
following episode. After
Yeah,
this.
it was really dark at points, which was really surprising for us.
There were points in the movie where, like, because, the whole point of Shazam is, like, it's a little kid turning into a superhero, so, like, basically, happiness, and, like, you think that would get, kids into the movie theater. You want to see, like, this dude that turns into, like, a big buff guy and, flies around and punches stuff.
Barry Bond?
So, the fact that there's, like, have you guys seen Shazam, or, like...
Have you guys?
I won't
No?
spoil too much, but there are moments in the movie where it gets, like, really bloody, like, not from the superhero himself, but from who he has to stand up to the point where I was watching reviews online after the fact, and apparently at some dude showing, the kids had to leave the theater, like, and their parents, like, they had to take them out. So, like, it is pretty surprising, especially since it doesn't show up in any promotional material. At the same time, though, it's like...
It was a good movie.
It's a good movie, and it's also funny for that exact reason, because, like, it blew away our expectations, and it's definitely probably one of the better DCEU films that they made of recent time, along with, in my opinion, Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah. And we also went to go see Avengers earlier this week. We will not be spoiling this.
It's way too early for that.
It is way too early. It just came out 2-3 days ago.
Really? Because you showed me a spoiler meme this morning.
Yeah, bro.
did you
Like how
watch it last
Naruto
night?
died again.
Yeah, and you were laughing like, look at this.
You've already seen the movie, sir.
Okay, but you were like, oh, it's too early to spoil stuff. Shows a spoiler meme.
It's too early to spoil stuff to people who haven't seen it.
Don't talk to him. He's gonna spoil.
Oh my god.
Don't even, like, post any, like, those no context spoiler things that people post, like, just screenshots or images from other sources of media, and then it's like, oh, no spoilers, Avengers Endgame. Don't even do that, because then people are gonna connect the dots just super fast. So, like,
Yeah.
And you'll
It
find out
depends.
Naruto died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Naruto, not part
So
of
then
the
you know
Justice League.
Naruto's in the movie now.
Yes.
He's actually the key.
And Naruto's dad, Boruto.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
All right.
Tostada.
So
I know that.
right. So kind of just what we like to do here is we are a shoot the shit kind of podcast. We like to just kind of go for it, kind of like whatever we have in mind, and that can lead to a dangerous amount of segues and
Are we gonna talk about Vic
Derailings.
Mignogna?
no,
No, please.
please no.
Who wants to talk about Vic Mignogna?
That's next door.
We're that
That's
next
next
door.
Hey.
We're
no
not
one
going to
there.
talk about him here. But
Can I just say that I love Vic Mignogna
Or we
but
are.
for one reason. His name is the most fun name to say because no one knows how to say it right. This morning I called him Vic Macaroni.
there's also Vic McNuggets.
Vic McNuggets. Vic McChicken.
I mean, that's
Like you could put any
even-
McDonald's product after, like at the start of his last name, and you'll have like something beautiful.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it.
That's honestly been a thing for the longest time, though. Like, for so many years, people have never really knew how to pronounce Vic Mignogna's name.
Yeah, no.
It's Mignogna. Wait, it's Mignogna?
Mignogna, yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah?
T?
No, it's
It's-
Mignana.
He said Minyata.
Hasta mañana.
No, Minyata?
All right.
I go off of what I hear in official videos.
Whatever. The point
Alright,
is,
alright.
I like his, I love it when people don't know how to pronounce an actor's name. Like, you butcher someone's name, like, horribly. And it makes them have to, like, adopt this different name. Like, I don't know exactly what actors do.
Donnie
but
DeVito.
You guys know how... What?
Donnie DeVito.
Donnie DeVito? No one ever has a... No one...
That's a first name.
I've never heard someone butcher that first name, but actors, they change their first or last name so it's easier to pronounce. That's a thing in Hollywood or a thing in movies. But yeah, that's like for some reason every time I think of Leo, I always think of Leonardo da Vinci instead of DiCaprio because the D. Like that last name, I automatically like shifted to Da Vinci for some reason, but Leo DiCaprio is one name that like for an actor that's like okay. I totally butchered his name. I'm also bad with actors' names. Like, don't ever ask me who was in that movie because I won't remember.
You don't remember the bear from The Revenant?
Because it's a bear. He doesn't have a name.
Okay.
What other movies did you guys see this year?
Well, last night, we were watching a YouTube video by SuperSlam. Now let me just be clear. Let me just put this out there. We were just chilling in bed at our hotel room. We were just like, I wonder what they have on YouTube.
Yeah.
We just wanted to watch something, and then I saw this video about what was the name of that?
It was like something the Barbarians, like this weird foreign animated movie.
It's a Danish unrated adult animation, and literally the first few seconds is just the lewdest thing I think. I didn't even expect it. It's like this huge devil guy, pretty much like it looks like a Shrek parody, and it's this guy
Combined
with
Satan
two horns.
from Tenacious D.
Exactly.
Who was there, right?
And he was just like,
So was I.
I was watching.
he's just like, and I'm like, okay, all right, what the hell? Like, I didn't expect that to happen.
I was in another room
Neither
watching
was I.
Avengers torrent in Chinese subtitles.
We don't condone the use of torrents, sir.
Right. For clarification, because Thanos did just appear on the screen, you did pay for your movie ticket because you didn't come with us,
I did. He's
so you
right,
supported
I
the
did.
release.
I supported
Yes.
the release. Thank you. Take that, FBI.
Yeah.
We know you watch it.
Don't
Why are you
us.
pointing to heaven?
Don't.
See, I pointed out because you ever seen the FBI memes where like, all right, someone's like, damn, I heard Shadow the Hedgehog in the other room. You ever seen the FBI memes where like, they're like, oh, I just realized something, some crazy shit like, why do people call 11 and not 181? What? And then FBI, like a text pops up and they're like,
Delete that
shit right now. So I'm pointing up because is there a text like above me? Yo, where's the text like delete that shit right now? Delete the podcast.
You gotta point outside because the Wi-Fi networks say FBI.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
Sit outside the window.
right there. They're watching us. What's up? But yeah, so I guess what movies have you guys seen lately? Go ahead, shout movie out.
It's open discussion.
Besides Avengers.
I've seen How to Train Your Dragon.
Ooh.
And there was one I planned on seeing Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I don't know how I'm gonna fare through that.
It looks good.
Apparently
Like,
the reviews for it are.
I'm
like,
gonna
really
say
good.
right now it looks way better than the Sonic the Hedgehog teasers.
I'll take anything.
I'll take anything over that.
That Sonic the
Yo,
Hedgehog.
what they do to my man Sonic? Like, why did they give him actual like
Fur.
hands?
All they need to do is give him some Tims and he's okay.
He doesn't have gloves. He has real hands.
That was
looks
weird.
so
It was
wrong.
really weird.
He just
It's fur.
put them
It's
in,
not even like
white
gloves
hair
on the
dye.
wrists.
He kind of reminded me of that, the Dora the Explorer adaptation. He kind of reminded me of
Oh,
Boots.
yeah?
I don't know
Okay,
why.
but that-
I want to
The
see that.
texture, it,
See, but even that looks better than Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, because it looks like they're doing a really fun adaptation of a kids show.
right.
It's nothing. They're not trying to be too serious. It's not too edgy. You can tell this Sonic the Hedgehog movie is trying to be edgy. Like he's on that teaser.
Yeah,
I forgot-
where he's, like, on
there's
the
like a
bridge.
poster of him where he's on the bridge and
And
he's
his
like
feet,
chilling with
yeah.
like really ugly Adidas sneakers.
Whoa.
It looks so bad.
It kind of feels
Don't
like
Adidas.
it kind of feels like they're trying to
Nah,
bring that
All right.
that 90s
New Balances.
attitude.
Alright, New Balance.
New
Yeah. Overpriced and Yeah.
It kind of feels like they're trying to bring that 90s attitude that Sonic had in early promotional stuff that you didn't really see it in the games because he didn't really speak or like emote much in that. But in all the Sonic promotional stuff way back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was like a dude with attitude. So like I feel like they're trying to bring some of that back into this version of the character. The problem is that I don't think they're doing it right, and they're also kind of doing it in the wrong era too, because we're way past the 90s at this point.
It's like a little bit. Sonic Underground.
Almost 30 years. Almost 30 years out of 90s.
See, if they had just released an animated Sonic movie, I think I would be okay with that. I think
what they're doing with the Mario movie. That's supposedly.
It's gonna be
there's
animated?
a Mario movie
There's a
coming.
Mario movie coming.
We have to write up Toei Animation and just be like, yo, bring us another Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's another OVA. Yeah.
Like we had with Sonic CD's intro and then the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. without
Yeah.
Sonic.
We should also write to Toei so that they can finally bring back the Hannah Montana anime.
All right. We should.
Yo, I coined
We don't
that
need
term. I said that. I was the one who came up with that.
If you guys are wondering what he's talking about, and there's a video I recommend you guys checking out from
LG Supersonic.
El Supersonic Q. There we go. Nice. He talks about how on the Kazenshu forums, which is basically like a Dragon Ball fan forum, there was this dude that used to work at Toei Animation that he's one of those guys, kind of like those Smash leakers that are out there where they have insider info and they relay it back to the people, but they don't they kind of do it to a point where they keep their identity a secret and they try to stay within their non-disclosure agreement. So at some point in the past, I forgot how long ago this was, but I'm pretty sure it was like late 2000s. He dropped something about like, oh, we're working on a bunch of projects, including this Hannah Montana anime, and apparently like he said that passively, and no one really took notice of that until way later when people went back to that old forum post and they were like, what the hell, Hannah Montana anime's coming? Like, well, where is it? And so he goes on to explain, just to cut it short, again, I recommend watching the video, that this was an actual thing that was in production by Toei, kind of like when Toei made that Powerpuff Girls anime adaptation. This is something similar, where like supposedly it was going to be like a magical girl kind of anime with Hannah Montana.
What?
Yeah, this is real. This is a thing that was supposed to... And there were character design concepts and everything, but apparently... he tried emailing the dudes, but like he can't. They can't show any of it. Like it's all secret. They can't. Like
They honestly should just
even
leak
though it's
it now.
canceled at this point.
Yeah, what's the point of hiding something that people know about and no one even it's irrelevant now. They should just show people the artwork.
And there's no point in really bringing it back now or even doing it then, because at that point Hannah Montana was already like on its way out at that point. So
If Cupid had a heart. Sorry, I was just thinking about that when you were doing that.
Yo, and no one even cares about Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana now. Everyone is
how would they have done
the
the English dub? Would they have gotten Miley Cyrus or would they have gotten a Funimation actor?
Everybody loves Billy Ray Cyrus. You know why?
Oh no.
He got the horses in the back.
That's the track of the year for me right now. I'm playing that over and over.
It is actually right now is the best thing. They actually coined a new term. It's called country trap.
Country trap.
Yeah, country trap. And Lil Nas X is now the father of country trap.
The father of country
Wow.
trap.
Yes.
What does that make Billy Ray Cyrus? The Godfather?
I mean, maybe. Look, I don't know what country trap is. I can't describe it. All I know is that it's some sort of like blend of country, rap, and trap music.
I'm about to be a YouTuber that reviews country trap music. Like, I'm gonna be the first one.
And talk about what? 2 songs?
I'm gonna dig deep in that.
There's only one song, good dude.
All right, I'm gonna dig deep into Old Town Road and talk about the nuances of country trap and why Billy Ray Cyrus is like the next Biggie or Tupac.
Maybe they'll see his videos and they're like, yo, this guy does reviews. We can do more, and they'll get his exposure.
That's the idea. That's the plan.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure they have more exposure than he does. Because they're number 1 on country chart right
I'm
now.
just trying to get my country
No,
clout. You know?
the country, they're actually not on the country charts right now because of this whole, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Billboard was like, nah, this isn't a country song. Despite it having a lot of like the, like, you know,
country elements.
Yeah, country elements. They're just like, nah, it's not actually a country song, so we're not going to put it on country charts. But it can stay on the top 100. And it's just like, well, yeah, but anything can be in the top 100. I mean, I think there was a point when Baby Shark was on top 100, you know?
I'm sure
like,
everyone's heard that at some point.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, I guess it's not. But they were saying that like country music has a certain way of like getting created and blended, and I'm just like, I don't, I'm not a big fan of like really like old time country music. Some of it is good. Like I can go with like Florida Georgia Line, Darius Rucker, good country music.
Yo, let's get a country Miku song to come out.
Country Miku.
Has that been
Hell
done?
yeah.
Country Miku.
Has that been out yet?
Maybe.
No.
There's a Domino's Pizza featuring Hatsune Miku.
What?
There's Domino's Pizza featuring Hatsune Miku.
Oh my
How does
gosh.
that work? What's the product? What are they selling?
Domino's Pizza.
It
Domino's
just has
Is it in the
Hatsune
shape
Miku
of
on
her
it.
on the box?
Yeah, like the thing is, you use your phone and the box becomes a stage for Hatsune.
Bro,
Oh
Oh,
my
my
god,
God.
bro.
AR
Yo,
technology.
eBay that right now, my dude.
eBay that, my dude.
I won't even fault that. I love it. First off, I'm a huge Miku fan, but also
Miku?
Miku?
Miku. But also
Mimikyu?
that was it?
Yo,
Fate?
who is best Vocaloid girl? Sorry, I have to ask.
Well, I do like Ivana.
IA.
You know
Fight me.
Ivana?
That is.
Which one?
Ivana.
Morgana fans.
Who?
What?
Okay then.
From Persona?
Isn't that a hotel?
There's a Vocaloid named Morgana.
Really?
Morgana.
Or
Isn't that what do you call it again? A Persona 5 character?
Editor.
It is.
Editor, Google it.
there's a
Do like a Google edit, like
no,
right
Google,
here.
if you Google it now, there's
it.
definitely a Vocaloid character named Morgana. Like I've listened to
I
the
feel
tracks
like you're
before.
right.
Maybe.
Yeah, she's just underground, you haven't heard of her.
Sonic Underground.
What?
So there's now hipster Vocaloid.
Hipster
fans.
Vocaloids.
Yes.
Yo, that's my
Vocaloids in the
next.
Bronx.
So when I start my hip hop music review channel,
Will it happen?
country trap, and underground Vocaloid artists. Those
Have
are
you
the two
heard-
contents you can look out for me.
Have you heard the term country trap low-key slaps?
Yes. Yes.
Wait,
I have.
I need to ask. So that slang slaps. Where is it from? Like,
I
where
don't
did it
know.
start? Because I saw. Okay, so I read this Twitter thread where these people were fighting over who came up with the word slaps. Like when people say, "Yo, this track slaps," people claim, "Oh, it started in the West Coast. It started in the Bay Area in San Francisco. We started saying it, so don't use our word." And then people from the East Coast say, "Nah, we started using that word." So what do you guys think? Like, where did that word originate from?
Well,
I think it's a West Coast thing.
I think it's a West Coast thing.
Yeah.
yeah, but I know there was an East and West beef when it came to rap, but then like the Bronx came up with rap.
Hey, shout out to the Bronx.
I'm actually from the Bronx.
I'm from the Bronx
Hey.
too.
Or
You're from the
mostly
Bronx.
from the Bronx.
I gotta take the bus and then use the 2 train.
Oh,
Oh, you're on the
New
2
Jersey
train?
Transit.
Right?
Yo, I have a story. Yo, I was trying to catch my New Jersey Transit bus. It never came.
Wrong platform, right?
No, the right platform. It
Okay.
just never came.
I've had that.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it happens.
I told you
It
the
happened to me
story.
twice.
Yeah, short story.
320.
I came out to catch my bus
Blazing.
in New Jersey. I was like, I really want to go to this CPAC. I want to go to CPAC, meet my friends in the hotel. Bus was never there. I'm reading maps like, okay, arrival time is 9:12. It's 9:12. So where's the bus at? Bus was not there. I walk out, turn around. There's this dude just smoking a cigarette with a cap on. I'm like, is that the driver? And I'm like, hey, you know where bus 311 is? And he's like, I don't work here.
My
And I'm
dude.
like, all right, thank you. And then he started getting like, he was like very assertive, like, I don't work here, dude. And I'm like, all right, thank you. So I walk back inside to read the schedule, and he's right there, like, oh yeah, 311. It's in 5 minutes. New Jersey,
So
like,
what?
that's why I love New Jersey people, because they're like, yo, like, I can't help you, but I will help you. New Yorkers never do that.
Nah, I ain't help you on your own.
It's
You're on
like
your
You're
own.
on your own.
I would like to help.
you have Google
I
Maps.
wouldn't.
Look it up.
Are you guys, so, like, just show of hands, is anyone from this area, like local or from New Jersey? Okay.
Nice.
Represent. Where are you guys all from? Bronx?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
New Jersey?
Yeah.
Dope. So we have like a couple people that are from this area.
I'm from South Jersey, so.
South Jersey?
How was that travel like?
It's 2 hours up here and it's 2 hours down the shore.
Okay,
I'm literally right in the center of everything.
not bad.
Nice.
So you take a train or a bus?
Philadelphia and
Also like the Atlantic City area. Then.
basically a little higher up than that.
Oh,
Nice. We might actually be going to anime next, so hopefully we'll be there. But I guess going back to what was that? I was
You're talking about
Miku.
Miku.
Right. Miku and pizza. So Fate.
This is what
That sounds a
happens.
little weird. Like you shouldn't say
This is what happens.
Miku and thing, because that sounds like Netflix and thing, and we don't want that connotation.
I didn't even.
Miku and chill.
Miku and chill.
Damn. When
So-
you can't get a waifu, you Miku.
So Fate did a
hologram
collaboration with Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Fate Grand Order, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I think it probably was in Japan, but I was like,
Japan gets all
really,
this stuff.
really, I know, but it's like it's so interesting. It's like wow. So Domino's got Miku and Fate got Pizza Hut. Cool, I guess.
Code Geass also had Pizza Hut.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, so these anime
That's
collabs are just like they
Okay, I can
slap
see
on.
Nico
No,
and Pizza Hut,
But because C2 loves pizza.
So they just
Yeah.
put designs on for whatever brand they're working with on their boxes.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With Homecoming. I like it. I like it.
There's like a limited edition Pizza Hut box with C2 on it. I've been trying to get it. Thing costs literally like $50. I'm
How
not
do you-
paying $50 for a box.
I kind of feel like that would
There's,
smell
I
when you
hope
frame
there's
it
no
in your
pizza
house.
stains
Like,
or anything in
you
it.
can still smell the
Or
cardboard.
it
like,
might be from like the shop.
Nice,
Just like
pepperoni.
saved it. Like, oh,
Yeah,
let's sell this for
one
like
of those
500.
clean ones, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I recently got into Billie Eilish, and I love the music. But let me tell you why how that relates. I was
Please.
actually they recently released I don't know if you guys know Takashi Murakami. He has some really cool like art. And so they released a figure of Billie Eilish in the Takashi Murakami style.
Okay.
And it sold out almost instantly. And so now I'm like bidding on eBay. I think my max is what, $150 for it. But it's like it's extremely interesting. It's just like I find that whole like subculture essentially just really interesting. Just kind of like going off on the pizza box that costs $50. I think that entire subculture is just really interesting. I don't think in my maybe 5 years ago I probably would never have paid that much for really anything. Like I was pretty I'm pretty like not
Frugal.
yeah, I'm pretty frugal with my money, so but now I'm just like I want that figure. That figure looks nice. This would look good over my table. So yeah. Japan gets all the good stuff. And I can't even go off that. But actually, we just recently released a new episode of our
This is actually
podcast,
it right here,
and this
yeah.
is the thumbnail for it. And I guess
What the fuck?
some of you
This
might
is
be
every
wondering.
thumbnail, dude.
Some of you might be wondering
I know,
why
but,
Pee Wee is on there, right behind
It has to be a guy that goes up.
Robert and Lord Taylor.
Is that
so
Freddie Mercury in the back? No, that's Shazam.
yeah. So, if any of you watch Gotham, actually, it's actually a really good show. It's actually held up pretty well over the years. Just in terms of viewer numbers, it just hasn't it hasn't really done that great. But in terms of the quality, everyone seems to like it a lot.
No, everyone loves it.
Yeah, it's well.
The
like
first couple
70
seasons are on Netflix if you guys are curious.
Yeah, there are 4 seasons on Netflix. I think the 5th season's on Hulu. But I'm sure the 5th season will come eventually. But the reason why Pee Wee was up there was because in one of the seasons there was an episode of it was Penguin, Robin Lord Taylor, and it turns out that this guy that he meets is his father, and it's played by none other than Paul Rubens. And I'm just sitting there like, I really can't separate Pee-wee from this character right here, because I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my god, Pee-wee is Penguin's father. What is going on here?
What a universe.
And what a universe. And it was just completely bizarre.
I see it. No, I definitely see it. I want to see a Batman versus Pee Wee Herman now.
Bro.
They actually just came out with a Pee-wee movie a couple years ago on Netflix.
I thought you were gonna say they came out with a game.
Pee-wee the game.
Pee Wee versus Batman.
I would not be surprised. But yeah,
Pee-wee Herman for Injustice 3.
why not? And
Y'all didn't know.
We got the Ninja Turtles.
Y'all didn't read Superman issue number 253 where he fought Pee Wee Herman and won?
Pee Wee Herman dies in Endgame.
Rip.
And so does Naruto, right? Right?
Naruto's in that too?
Yes.
Damn, the
He
connecting
died.
Marvel to
Snap.
DC.
Naruto and his dad Boruto.
Naruto's.
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Because it said in the trailer.
They need to make a show about Boruto's dad.
Yeah, they do. He's
Yeah,
like
you're
an
right.
interesting dude, right?
Yeah.
Looks like he has something really dark inside of him. Just can't
I feel
really
like that could
put my
be good.
finger on
Or
it.
like some sort of origin story,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe about
The
his
sequel
mom.
series.
Yeah. A prequel.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have a couple
First
episodes.
couple prequel chapters where it has nothing to do with the main series.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what else? What other foods should also do brand collabs with anime? Chips. That would be perfect. Imagine a bag of chips.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Do they?
But
Which
like,
ones?
but like, what particular?
All right, I want to see like a Naruto and Chips brand collab where every time I pull something out, I get like a different ninja headband.
I think they say you're gonna pull out a
Gojo
shuriken.
leaf.
That'd be cool if you pull out a
Shuriken
shuriken.
chips? No, that'd be great.
Like Naruto
I thought
Cracker
you were gonna
Jacks.
say when you open the bag, it says "believe it." Like,
Oh, that would be awesome too.
Yo, like,
Believe
Naruto
it.
fortune
And it's a
cookies.
bag full of shuriken chips, and if somebody's
that'd be
talking,
cool.
Yo.
can I curse?
Yes.
If
We
someone's-
can blur it out.
if someone's talking shit at you, right? Like imagine a school cafeteria where there's that kid that always gets on your nerves, and you get your shuriken chips, you're like, shut the fuck up.
And
My
it's
shadow
like
clone.
aerodynamic, so you can
Yo,
just,
thanks, man.
Hurricane Tortilla.
Did you say that work?
Yeah, I did, bitch.
Whoa. Love you, mom.
No one in the direction.
Oh, whoa, D, I was talking about like a teacher, not my mom.
I'm just saying.
That got dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not Dr. Thor.
Yo,
Freaking
let's go back
shuriken
to
at your
Pee Wee
teacher.
versus Batman.
Fair. At some point, someone in some class has made like those paper shurikens and they throw them around at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, wait. So, gauge in the room: DC or Marvel?
I'm not really a superhero guy, but I know Marvel's always. It's not hit or miss with Marvel, and I'm not talking about the hit or miss meme. But
Hit or miss.
yeah.
I guess they never miss, huh?
But the thing is, Marvel, they always like remake good movies. Yet DC is only good when like someone else directs it, like Nolan and Batman.
Yeah. No.
That's a fair point.
They like. I love that they do different adaptations of it. Like, I think that's a cool thing about the movies too. Personally, I like the DC. I like the DC mostly for comics and animations. MCU is like it's established now. Everyone loves it. It's like there's no competition, but I still like DC a little bit more because there's more media. I'd say like I'm more of a DC fan.
I'm absolutely
What
a
about
Marvel
you?
fan. I can't. I just can't separate myself from that. I think DCEU had a lot of potential at the beginning to be like a personal favorite of mine, especially with like.
Well, remember they didn't really need to because at the time before Disney even looked at Marvel, DC owned so much media
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're owned by Warner Brothers,
Right.
second biggest media company. So like they had games, they had movies, animations. They had almost like they dominated the comic book industry for a really long time.
Yeah.
And in the early 2000s, Marvel was actually losing money. They were in danger of like going bankrupt. But that's when they revamped a few different issues, revamped Spider-Man, did Civil War to kind of say, okay, let's do these stories differently. Then Disney came in the picture and like, all right, now let's acquire this, and it's gonna happen in 30 more years. Like you're gonna see Disney movie
Yeah,
intros.
Disney's gonna own everything.
Have you seen that meme where it's like in 20 years from now where Disney owns every movie company and it's like Paramount Pictures logo followed by like Universal and Triumph
the
Pictures
Thanos
and at the end is
Yeah.
a giant ass like Thanos' club and it's a Disney logo.
I got another one that's funny. It was that same meme. It was like the Walt Disney Company. It was right after they acquired Fox. So it was, Marvel, Fox, and then it had FX, and then all of a sudden it was some strange website and then Pornhub at the end.
Wait, can I reference a scene in in Infinity War? Like it's old enough, right?
Infinity
yeah,
War?
yeah, that's
you know
fine.
what? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fair.
old
Spoiler warning.
Dude, if
Spoiler
you haven't
warning,
seen
yeah.
it by now,
No,
it's
we
on
don't
Netflix.
No, if you haven't seen Infinity War
If
at
you
this
haven't been
point,
spoiled by
Alright,
all the
this part if you
promos,
haven't seen
like
Infinity War.
Endgame.
Skip ahead to
Okay, so Thanos was grabbing the mind, not the Yellowstone from
The Mind Stone from
That
Vision.
is the mind, yeah.
Yeah.
From
Vision.
Vision, and it said the meme says fruit sticker, fruit sticker in my friend's back. The thing is, he takes the fruit sticker from the apple, which is Vision, and
Yeah.
his friend's back is the glove.
oh,
There's one where it's like TV remote battery, my Game Boy Advance.
Or my dad's life support.
Oh no! No. But
every meme is.
But Disney also just bought out Hulu, I think. I heard.
No,
Or they acquired more shares of Hulu,
Yeah.
so now
Yeah.
they own Hulu by
50%.
Fox
share.
and Disney own like 30%,
Yeah,
I think
so
it was. So
Nice.
Disney
they own
owns
60.
is a majority stakeholder in Hulu.
Nice.
yeah. Another thing is, I was watching a video this morning from Vox about how Disney, people are questioning, like, oh, does Disney own Pokemon? Because if you guys actually know, like, you can go on the Disney XD website and watch every single episode of Pokemon, and I think 8 of the movies. And you can obviously go on Disney XD and like you
they
can
don't.
also
It's-
watch.
you know why they don't?
You can also watch Pokemon Sun and Moon on there too. But on Disney XD's channel. But the explanation that they gave was that no, they don't. But chances are they would have to buy. They could probably buy the Pokemon company if they wanted to. But at that point, I feel like it'd be just way too. I think it'd just be way too big.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, but so they just have the streaming rights right now to Pokemon, right?
So the main reasons why I don't think for some reason Disney has this obsession with distributing Eastern media. They love distributing Ghibli films. They love distributing anime on their TV channels. So yeah, I don't doubt Disney would probably do that, but they just have licensing rights and distribution rights.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't see the Pokemon. I would love to probably get as many free Pokemon things from Disney to watch as possible, because I don't have that much damn space for cassette anymore. I can't watch Pokemon 2000. I don't have a TV to pop that in anymore, but I would love that.
It's on DVD, sir.
I can't believe there's already
can also
2,000
stream it.
Pokemon movies.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, yes, I can stream it, but it's not the same, damn it.
He wants.
I want to put
he
the
wants
tape
all,
inside my TV. I want
wants
to
all
watch
of
it on
it-
a small CRT tube TV.
He wants all of it in one place, like how Disney
Yeah.
Plus is doing with Marvel.
It doesn't feel the same. It's not tangible.
Well,
So, fun fact, I'm actually friends with one of the voice actors from Pokemon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Duar is a New York company that is still dubbing the Pokemon anime.
Mhm.
It's just Nintendo took the television rights away from Cartoon Network because one, the contract was expiring, and Cartoon Network began putting it on the sleeper hours, which was 6 and 7 a.m.
I remember.
And Nintendo wasn't having it.
yeah.
And since Disney already, had a thing going with Level 5 and whoever's dubbing Yokai Watch, I know it's in California because they use a lot of JoJo voice actors for it. They want to start making this anime block, so now they're even working with Level 5 for Inazuma 11, which is a soccer anime.
I've heard of that
Yeah.
one. That's
It
really
actually looks
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with CN. For some reason, all their blocks are Teen Titans.
Yeah, it's always Teen Titans go.
Yeah,
It's not a bad anime on its own.
Teen Titans don't
Cartoon,
Teen
whatever.
Titans, what?
It is on its own, but not when you have it 7 hours in the day.
Oh yeah, no, 100,
They
100,
started
100.
realizing they made a mistake because they let TMS and Man of Action, creator of Ben 10, go ahead and reboot Bakugan. So Bakugan is a brand new Japanese anime, and I'm already 22 episodes in, and it's actually better than the original.
I've been hearing very
That's
good things
crazy.
about it. Yeah.
It's really good.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard good things. I remember when Bakugan first came out, and it was actually I thought the concept was cool. Back then, I didn't want to drop $60 to just buy a couple, 4 or 5 of those little Bakugan balls.
I like
I
a
just-
few of them.
Yeah, I was just this is a cool idea, but it's just way too expensive for me. I know obviously the way that the game works is that you just you have a few of them in your with you, and then you use those to play. But I'm not gonna I'm more of a collector than I am a player. That's how I am with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'll just
And Amiibo.
collect, an amiibo. I just collect, right? So I feel like I'm dropping more money to get Bakugan. But I also remember watching the show, and it was okay, the original Bakugan. But I heard really good things about the current generation, so I can't complain right now. I do agree though, I'm not really a big fan of watching Teen Titans Go for 20 hours in the day. I was really sad when it was last Christmas.
Yeah, I told.
There was a huge I don't know, I didn't like it. They released their schedule for the winter month of Oh, what? Or actually, the Christmas season,
yeah.
Like what is going to be showing on TV, and they showed pretty much 90% of it was Teen Titans Go.
It was just Teen Titans Go marathons, not the usual specials they show like every other year on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, like all of the other reindeer, or like Grandma got run over by a reindeer, or
Looney Tunes Christmas Carol, if anyone remembers that.
Some other reindeer thing, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. No, that's
CBS.
That's CBS. But yeah, like they didn't just show all those other really cool like Christmas specials I usually watch on there. So I was like really, I guess, disappointed that all they had was Teen Titans Go. Not to say Teen Titans Go is like terrible, right? I can deal with it.
Their episodes are like hit and miss. Basically,
Yeah,
Hit or miss.
It is very hit or
How
miss.
many hit or miss references are we going to have?
This is gonna be the hit or miss podcast.
Oh jeez.
Don't say that.
I'm pretty sure you guys are going to see a major change though in Cartoon Network between now and like next year, because AT&T just acquired the rest of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they're
I heard
making
about that.
Christina Miller president of young adult animation, so that includes Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network,
Rest in peace.
Warner Brothers Animation, and Adult Swim. And I mean, Cartoon Network already owns Adult Swim as it is, but
Yeah.
I mean, they've already released 2 shows now that are actually really good. That's Victor and Valentino, and on Adult Swim, Laser Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about those. You know, I used to think Adult Swim was like the place where I could watch Family Guy when it was like 11 o'clock at night, and just like, oh yes.
Of the Fox shows.
Yeah, but now apparently Family Guy is no longer streaming on Cartoon Network for the same reasons.
Actually, it is.
It is?
Cartoon Network still has the rights to Family Guy up until the year 2021.
Right.
But Disney has taken a jab at Cartoon Network for it, because they aired Family Guy for the first time April 15th.
Disney?
And yeah,
Disney?
on Freeform.
Oh.
Channel. So
Oh.
they wrote at the bottom of the screen, up next, Family Guy. We know you have other places to watch it, but we thank you for choosing Freeform.
Oh my
That's
god.
jab at Cartoon Network big time.
Oh my god. I don't know. What do you, I guess what do you guys think of like the quality of Family Guy over the years? I like, you know, lots of people tend to say like, oh, you know,
the general
recently
consensus, like the originals is like
yeah. The original was better. I've also heard arguments for why like recently like it's still good, you know. So I mean,
I honestly haven't watched Family Guy
Same.
in the longest.
what about you guys? Have you guys?
I know the beater meme, but you know, like as it goes with the exact show, I don't really think it's that very good anymore.
Yeah.
I know the art improved a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah.
They,
Stop using
they usually
Flash.
have one good
Stop using
episode, like the
Flash.
one with Brian and Stewie stuck inside the safe.
Yeah. Well, did you
I will
watch?
admit, besides the Stewie and Brian episodes, when I first came across American Dad, and then after Turner got a hold of that, I was happy with American Dad. I actually liked that over Family Guy. I think the characters are more likable, the stories are a lot better.
Yeah.
I agree.
I prefer American Dad, especially since I don't know what's gonna happen since Disney owns 20th Century Fox, because I mean Fox canceled American Dad, but then Turner picked it back up, but it's still being animated at 20th Century.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, whether it moves to William Street and Adult Swim is in charge of it, but I just prefer that.
I think my favorite episode you talking about the Stephen Brown episodes. Not my favorite episode. I don't remember what episode's from, but my favorite scene of Family Guy is still when Peter just falls on the street and busts his shit, and he's just there like, For some reason,
The
that's
chicken
like,
fight, right?
I think it was a.
No,
I think it might have been the chicken fight.
It was the
episode.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory parody. Like
I
when
think
he was
so,
running
yeah.
home and he's
Just for some
the
reason,
ticket.
that was episodes like that were so quotable. Like in 4th or 3rd grade, you could just come in and everybody would know. Like
like the SpongeBob.
just do it randomly in the middle of class. Or
Yeah.
SpongeBob, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah. You said you were watching Family Guy on Adult Swim. What was I watching? Futurama. Wait, was Futurama on Adult Swim?
Futurama was on.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Futurama.
it had its time.
I binged the shit out of Futurama on Netflix.
I'm okay with that ending.
Is
Me
it
too.
is it on Netflix now?
Yeah, it was.
I think it still is.
Because I know Matt Groening has another show on Netflix I haven't watched.
Yeah, Disenchantment. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I
seen a
heard-
little bit of that and it's okay.
This dude
I haven't
needs to stop
finished it,
making
so
cartoons.
I don't.
Pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I haven't finished the rest of it, so I don't know what the rest of the season's like. But like the first couple episodes, I thought they were all right, but nothing special.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I dig the Simpsons art style. I really do. You know, it's super fun. You know, Simpsons had it. You know, a lot of its a lot of it's good episodes. I was about to make a hit or miss reference, but you know, I like The Simpsons. It's really fun. It's still going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Going.
Okay.
It's been renewed for like 3 more seasons or something.
Yo, those voice actors are making money.
I saw a
Dan
really cool
Casanel.
episode last week actually of The Simpsons, where Bart became a major league gamer. Like he was going to like where you go to like win the money and all like tournaments and everything.
Mhm.
And it was funny because in one scene he was literally like sitting like in the bathtub, gaming while the shower was like running like down one, and I'm just like. That would be me with my Switch. I would just take a bath and just put it in like a Ziploc bag and then
Yeah.
chill. I'm just like it's so relatable.
Yeah, no, I like, I think, you know, my favorite character, I think, on The Simpsons would have to be Bart, just because I think, you know, just as you said, super relatable person, just like, you know, you always do really, really, like, fun stuff and, like, weird stuff, but then also, like, you have your moments where you're just like, nah, maybe I should step back a little bit, or, like, I realized what I did, and, like, I should just, like, step back or something like that. So, love Bart. Yeah, Simpsons is a treasure trove for me, I think, so.
What was your guys' favorite show on the network? On the Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network?
Yeah, your most memorable show on Cartoon Network.
Well,
Mine,
damn.
off the bat, regular show.
well, I know
Before that, it was a regular show, and then Ed, and Eddy.
J.G. Quintel's rebased though.
He's
Like-
what?
Really, you know the term based.
Yes, yeah.
Like regular show
He is.
regular show started as like a stoner cartoon.
It really did, yeah. If you watch the first, he had so his pitch, the
4
short
to
that he
8
pitched for the show, is literally just a story about him and his friend working in a gas mart, AM and the PM, and it's just him and his friend working in a gas mart. They do drugs and like they just have like a weird shift.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Acid in the
Yeah.
candy.
Yeah,
And they started
That's how
hallucinating all the
Benson.
characters.
That's how Benson got his design.
because he's a candy ball machine.
They recently did a crossover like a couple years ago with "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," the regular show.
No,
No, that's
Was it
Gumball.
regular?
It's
Gumball.
Gumball.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Gumball. I haven't watched much of regular show, but
It's over.
Yeah,
it ended 3 years ago.
I do.
saw the
I know.
ending.
Yeah.
I saw the ending too.
I still want to go back and watch all of it.
Fun
but
fact: Skips is voiced by none other than Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
Gumball I think like is a personal favorite of mine. Adventure Time's really good from the recent Cartoon Network, but if we're talking like, I guess older Cartoon Network, you can't go wrong with like Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
That was a good one.
All the games that you would go to Cartoon Network just to play.
Yo.
All
Teen Titans Fighting Flash game.
Yes.
Teen
Yo,
Titans
I used
Battle
to be.
Blitz.
I used to
The
be a
hottest
beast
game at
with
the
Beast Boy.
library
Same.
computers.
I was a Cinder Block main.
The team is still on.
I was a Robin main.
Is it?
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God.
they had, at one point when Teen Titans Go came back, when they brought that, they had put that game at the front of the website.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have kept it there.
I loved it. Was what was it? Sludge, right?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, for me it was either Sludge or Cinder Block. Like those were my favorites. Occasionally I'd play Robin and Cyborg, but it was
Cyborg
absolutely
with the proton cannon.
Yeah.
I played Raven
Got a
a
lot
lot.
of damage
Raven and
on.
Starfire.
Yeah.
Like the
I main Robin and
projectiles-
Beast Boy.
Projectiles were strong.
I can't believe we're talking about who we mained in that Teen Titans
Teen
Flash
Titans
game.
It was a fighting game.
It was
Who did
good.
you guys main in Shrek SuperSlam?
Who did I main in Shrek SuperSlam?
Donkey.
Why can't I remember my main? I think it was a wolf.
Oh, like the
Yeah, wolf.
The big bad wolf.
The big wolf.
I was like Ogre Fiona.
I didn't play a lot
Farquaad.
of that. Farquaad?
Farquaad was in the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I know he is.
It's Farquaad, not in the game.
You know what I love about his name? Take the R out. It sounds like
Yeah.
fuckwad.
No, that's the point.
Yeah, no.
yeah, that was the point.
Oh
That's
my
why I
God.
named
It's a
Farquaad.
huge.
my
It's
God.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be
I
a
didn't know
huge
that.
reference call out to Michael Eisner.
Oh, yeah.
And Disney.
Which is Disney.
Yeah, you know, I have my own opinions about Michael Eisner personally. He's
He's hideous.
Jam.
he, you know,
That's a line from
he knows
Farquaad.
how to. I guess he knows how to run a business, but he's just he has the ideas, right? Like, but actually, that's a lie. He does not know how to run a business, but he has the ideas, right? Like, cause he came out with all these cool ideas. Like, I think Soren was done under him, like the rides, and stuff like that.
Oh.
And like, a lot of the really, really cool attractions at Disney World and stuff like that were like made under him. You know, but they've all been changed also under him because they're just like, we don't have enough money to do this, you know? Or like we can even look at like I guess Euro Disneyland and how what a debacle that was. But yeah, no, just like Michael Eisner, like I respect him, but I also kind of don't because, you know, Disney World is kind of in shambles right now because of his legacy, and they're kind of just trying to pick up the pieces right now. Like, if you go to, for example, like Hollywood Studios, they have literally maybe 3 rides operating right now, maybe 4, and like, you know, you could easily just go down to Six Flags, which is like 2 hours from here, an hour and a half from here, and you'll get 16 rides, right? And 16 roller coasters plus other rides, right? And you pay maybe a third of the price. It's the Disney tax. You're paying, you know, $90 to get into, for example, Hollywood Studios, and you get 3 or 4 rides at like a 4-hour waiting time each. Not worth it.
But they are revamping. I know they're revamping
yeah.
all of Epcot.
Epcot, I'm really happy that they're revamping it, because that place also had like 2 or 3 rides and for a really long time. But I think Epcot is a beast of its own. Like it has had its issues, but it's also had its good moments. Like the World Showcase is really cool always. You know,
the Globe.
The obviously Spaceship Earth is also really cool. Imagination's a mess. Yeah, I'm a huge theme park enthusiast. I love roller coasters. I love theme parks. And actually, there's a YouTuber you should check out, Bright Sun Films. Does a bunch of really cool videos about like various attractions and stuff like that. Highly recommend looking him. Expedition Theme Park also really good. Theme park history, just like Defunctland, absolutely Defunctland. One of the big ones in there. I love Defunctland. They're all just really cool. They all do some really cool videos, and they just go down into the history.
It's a rabbit hole.
Exactly. Like I found Bright Sun Films one day because the abandoned Nickelodeon studios, and then because we're like huge fanboys of like the abandoned Nickelodeon studios in Orlando, Florida, which is now a Blue Man's Group studio.
Theater.
But yeah, that's something that we like to do. So like that's why it is a rabbit hole. You kind of just go into one, and then suddenly you're learning about the history of Expedition Everest. You know, so yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, it was actually about what you guys were saying about the Blooming Group, because for a while, if you guys remember, there was still remnants of Nickelodeon Studio in there.
Yeah.
And for a while, I mean, Blooming Group left it. It was almost as if they liked it like that. Like, it was, you know, weird and crazy like them.
Yeah.
And they have collaborated before in the past.
Yeah, and just recently, like this year, they started painting over all that.
Yeah.
So like, the mural is gone. The escalator that was still up on the second floor is gone. I was lucky enough. 2015 was my senior year, so we went down to Florida for like 4 days. So it was 3 days Disney, 1 day Universal. So I was able to get up on that second floor from the outside and take pictures like the inside mural.
Nice.
Wow.
And it was interesting witnessing it for myself instead of through a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It was like a completely different world.
Yeah, it's like, you know, experiencing it for yourself, like seeing it in person, it just feels like completely surreal. That's something I always wanted to do, but I just never had the opportunity. But that's really cool to hear, though.
And now you unfortunately never will. Which is really sad, but you know, I think like Nickelodeon has kind of like stepped away from their, you know, being part of like a theme park. I think they've just totally gone away from this idea of like, yeah, we're gonna keep doing theme parks and we're going to keep on like, you know, and doing rides and stuff like that. I mean, I also just recently watched a video about the Jimmy Neutron attraction.
Jimmy Neutron's
Was it Jimmy Neutron attraction?
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. It was fun because it was pretty much like the Flintstones attraction, or was it?
It was like
Hanna-Barbera.
That.
Yeah. It was really good. I loved it. It was like a personal favorite of mine. But they closed it. To replace it with what, Despicable Me?
Yeah, it's the menu right now.
The Minions ride? I didn't ride the Minions ride.
I wouldn't either.
I'm personally not a big fan of the Minions just because like
Disgusting.
No, I think there's good animation there.
I don't care whose feelings I hurt about.
But you know, it's a fun kind of like concept. I just personally really loved like Nickelodeon. I just feel like they're really just trying to like shelf out all of the
Older ones.
yeah, all of the older like and all the influences, I guess, from Nickelodeon. I mean, there are some Easter eggs, like I know in the Minions ride, there actually is an Easter egg, like they show a rocket ship in one. They have Jimmy's
the
rocket
Mark
ship.
1 rocket that was used in the animation for the Jimmy Neutron ride.
Yeah, they actually have it in the
There's like one
in the
section,
actual movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's super cool that they kind of pay homage to that. One of my personal favorites, though, is the Shrek 4D ride in Universal Studios, which is like everywhere. You know, every Universal Studios has one, and surprisingly, it's still open. You know, I would have thought by now they would have gotten rid of it, but you know, I'm happy to know that like they didn't get rid of it. It is still one of my personal favorite 4D rides, one of my personal favorite rides of all time.
I first saw that on DVD. I didn't even know it was a ride at first until like years later.
Yeah, because they released it.
DVD.
Because it was supposed.
It was so bad I got sent to DVD.
They advertised it as being like an absolute follow up to Shrek. So if you wanted to watch,
the ride is canon.
Exactly. So if you want to watch Shrek 2, you have to watch the Shrek 3D ride
Shrek
or 4D
1.5.
ride.
I didn't know it was
Power
canon.
on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Why are you like this?
It was really discreet, my dude. Oh no.
Somebody once told me the world.
Okay.
Hear it. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Should've stayed home.
She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Enjoy your kind
It's not coming in. It don't stop coming. Back to the rules and I hit the ground running. Alright.
That was
I'm done.
Power off.
But yeah, it's kind of funny, just kind of like how they say, yeah, you kind of have to watch this if you want to watch Shrek 2, unless you don't want to know what happens to them or to Farquaad. There was this one effect that I just absolutely hated. I have an arachnophobia, so like there was the beginning where the spiders come down, because in the actual ride they have like these air propulsions, and you feel them on your seat and on the armrests, and they have lights that show like they're actually there, and I'm like, every time that happens, I just like stand up, and I'm just like, I don't care if I'm standing up in this theater right now. I'm like, you know, it's a very interesting thing. I find it really funny, honestly. Yeah.
I didn't ride the ride or see the DVD.
Okay.
I guess you're okay.
Okay.
It's on Netflix now, by the way.
Oh yeah,
It is.
What?
So
It's
now
on
you
Netflix.
guys can
Oh, I
watch
did
it.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, just letting you know, it's on Netflix now.
They renamed it to something. I forgot what it was.
Shrek 3D Adventure or something like that.
No,
Or
they took out the
Shrek's-
3D. It's like they gave it like a different title.
Shrek
Oh,
1.5.
Shrek 1.5.
Yeah, what is this, Kingdom Hearts?
I know he's in Lion King.
The Shrek HD remix?
Final mix.
Shrek lore is deeper than you think.
I imagine. I mean, they're what? They're
It
coming out with
has
Shrek 5, right?
layers.
You see what it is?
They're coming out with Shrek 5, right?
There's a Shrek 5?
I'm sad that might actually just be a meme. But they really should come out with Shrek 5, yeah.
Shrek is
What would they do at this point? I mean, you know, I
Shrek
feel like
dies.
They should they should
Shrek
break
starts his
the
own
meme
Marvel
status.
Cinematic
They
Universe.
should make it a
Shrek
meme
Cinematic.
movie.
Yo, the Shrek
Like the
Cinematic
emoji
Universe.
movie.
Shrek looks
Yo,
at the
yo,
Infinity
the
Gauntlet.
DreamWorks universe where Shrek meets Otis from Bonnie.
all right.
What? That's Nickelodeon.
That's Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
That's not DreamWorks.
Isn't that all
No,
Barney
meets
Field?
Barry
Yeah.
Benson.
Barry D. Benson.
Barry D.
yo.
Benson.
Or the Shark Tail guy.
Look, that's
Oh,
Ant-Man.
yeah.
That's Ant-Man and the Hulk right there.
The Penguins of Madagascar, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yo.
Hey, DreamWorks worked with the I forget which anime company that did it, but they made the Voltron anime. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
let's throw that in there. That's
Yeah.
DreamWorks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yo, a Shrek anime would be dope.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Animated by the guy who does the SpongeBob anime OPs.
Oh yeah, that's actually
I seen
dope.
that. Yeah.
Didn't
Or-
Puss in Boots have a thing
An
recently?
anime?
He had a movie and he had a couple shorts.
He had
Yeah.
he had shorts. He didn't have an anime.
Oh, he had
Did
like
he
a
have a
visual
Netflix?
novel. Wait, he had a visual
Is it a
novel.
visual novel?
No.
Yeah, a Netflix
Puss in
visual
Boots
novel.
visual novel.
Netflix puts out visual novels?
Yeah, it's called
Oh.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah, they have Bandersnatch, but I think they also had like it's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, Puss in Boots choose your own adventure.
For Black Mirror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Bandersnatch, but they also have the Puss in Boots one.
Yo,
So-
I haven't seen a single episode of Black Mirror.
I saw the Christmas one.
Basically, we live in a society.
No,
what,
I know the plot, but
what,
like
what if technology but too much?
we live in a society.
We do?
We do? I didn't know that.
I haven't watched
I need to
Stranger
update that.
Things or Black Mirror. Like I can't get into any other Netflix shows of the originals. I know they're good, but the only ones I checked out more recently was Daredevil when it was still running,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, and I was trying to get into Punisher.
Also,
Yeah, I don't know why Disney gave him the axe.
I'm gonna be sad when Evangelion is on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Because they basically just like they didn't even tell the original cast that they were doing auditions, and when the original cast found out from like the ADV version, they went up against Netflix. Netflix was like, all right, we'll let you audition. They just gave them the axe. They were just like, nope.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm hoping maybe Netflix will release it on DVD and maybe have the original
That's
audio
messed
as
up.
a track.
They why don't they just let the original actors back?
Exactly.
What could it cost them? They're making money.
And it would probably get you more because you
Yeah,
know the original.
Yeah,
is gonna be there.
Netflix, you don't want money?
Exactly.
Damn.
So-
They asked Netflix too. Like if they
Well,
could.
Netflix, got the rights to the original animation. and
That's so
everything,
messed up.
And they just were like, well, we're gonna remaster it,
The 4Kids edit.
Oh wait, have you guys seen the Neon Genesis 4Kids parody?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I haven't.
Hilarious.
All right.
All right. All right. So this is something fun that we wanted to do with this for this section of the panel. We haven't really done this before at previous editions, so we wanted to basically just do a fun little podcasting 101 with the Inkling brothers. This is something that I put together, and I wanted to just go through it with you guys, show you guys if you guys want to do your own podcast, we'll tell you how to do it the Ink Bros way. So the things you will need, first of all, a computer, a good microphone, headset, or a device that records audio, because how's the podcast going to exist without that?
You can use your cell phone.
That's why I said a device that records audio, sir. Pay attention. Discord or Skype, and you need an audio recording program or a Discord bot. There's one called Craig Records, which is like a multi-channel audio recording bot. There's I think there's like a 3-hour limit on that, and basically it records multiple people in the call as separate channels. So if you have Audacity, you can bring that in there, and then you can do leveling and just equalize it, mess around with that. But of course, it's also OBS. You can record the audio from that, or you could record your screen and then just convert that into a video and then into audio. And of course, if you have an audio recording application on your phone, or if there's stuff on the Google Play Store or the iTunes App Store that you want to get that records your voice, that's another option. Of course, you need a theme or lack thereof. Really, a podcast can just be about anything. There doesn't really need to be a topic. It's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
Damn.
We personally use OBS. I'm the one that does all the tech stuff. So we always get on Discord, and then I have my since I'm the one running the show, I always have the mic, and I have OBS going, and I say, okay, I'm gonna record their audio separately, and then I'm recording my audio, and then I just after that just because it is like a podcast, it's not like an hour or 30 minutes long only, and podcasts can afford to be like 2-3 hours long. We just go through it, and I take everything that we have, no editing, and just throw it into Premiere and just put it out together. Because I tend to think that podcasting is more of an experience. It's something that you dedicate time to. You have conversations. It's not all about what are we going to talk about today. We do that, but more or less, I always love to see where we end up from where we started. We could start talking about Pokemon one day, and then suddenly we're going to be debating the topics, like debating like which character in Marvel is like the best or whatever, you know, like it just fluctuates. And so that's something that I personally like about using OBS. Something that I like about doing like podcasting is that I treat it as an experience and not really as a as like some sort of get rich quick scheme.
Podcasting, podcasting in general is just proof that there is so much more to talk about in terms of just pop culture. Doesn't matter like what franchise you're talking about, there will always be something to discuss, speculation, news, just different things, and it can really just go anywhere depending on what kind of mindset you have and where the conversation just goes. You know, like we just said, you know, a list of topics it's recommended, but you don't really need one if you guys just want to shoot the shit about it.
Yeah, our very first few podcasts, first few episodes of the Inkling Bros actually had zero topics.
Yeah, we just basically talked about what's new recently and like what we're doing.
Yeah, eventually we got down to a list of topics because we started going our podcast started reaching like almost 4 hours in length, and we were just like, okay, maybe
keep track.
Maybe not. Let's just try to keep a list of topics so we know where we're going.
Right.
So.
Of course, you need a high level of motivation and energy. I'm not saying, you know, like, oh, shout out just like this, but, you know, just be in the mood to do it because you want to give your audience your best version of you. You don't want to just be like, you know, tired or just not in the mood or just really angry about stuff. So, you know, just contact your friends, be in the mood about it. Of course, eat something, drink, do what you need to do. Obviously, see, hear food and water before or during the show. Of course, if you're gonna eat something during the show, of course, mute your mic so that it doesn't go. The sound of you eating doesn't get into the microphone.
But that makes the best part.
It could be ASMR podcast.
Goes, what are you doing? I was in a Discord chat one night, and I have the Cloud Stinger headset, and it's plugged into my Amazon Fire, and I'm just sitting there taking a gulp of water. They're like, "Who's drinking?" And we're it's like 7 of us in a group. I'm just like, that was me.
No,
like,
absolutely.
you must have a good microphone.
Yeah, no. One day, our friend Isaac came in. We were in the middle of a podcast, and all of a sudden, we hear this just really interesting jazz music, and it's just like din din din, and we're just like, Isaac, are you there? And then he's like, could you? He doesn't respond, and then we're just like, Isaac, can you turn that down? And he's like, oh, okay. Yo, turn that shit up. and it just got louder. We're just like, no, turn that shit down. And then he turns it off. And we're just like, wow, Isaac, the sex music guy.
To be fair, it was Vaporwave.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, jeez.
I've always wondered, this is completely random, but on ASMR, when people eat food, no one's ever choked. I've never seen someone accidentally, like, eat too fast.
I'm sorry, you want to see someone joke?
No, but like think about it, like it's perfect. Like how do you always eat? Like people will do those mukbang things. They'll never choke.
Wait,
they eat perfectly.
Then they won't be able to upload it.
That's
I
true.
guess, but like dude, like
How do you know?
They
I'm
died.
just saying, bro.
The recording's still going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, it's perfect.
You just upload it after someone gives you the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh, you right.
That's true.
This clip is not
You
edited
hear,
out
like-
because I was choking.
You hear like the ambulance coming in and like, yo.
There's a fucking narration over it. So, I actually have no video here. I was choking.
And of course, the last thing you need, of course, are some friends.
What?
You could do a podcast on your own, but it's much more fun when you have other people's
By the
perspectives.
way, all these guys are not my friends. They're paid actors.
Yup. eBay. Target sometimes.
And then you can buy people on eBay.
It's like part of the contract was to not mention that, so you broke the
eBay. No, I
contract.
found them on Fiverr.
Oh.
What's Fiverr?
Attention, all Fortnite games.
What's Fiverr?
Fiverr? You never heard of Fiverr?
SpongeBob
It's a
needs
website.
your
It's like
help.
Fiverr. It's like Klondike Bar. What do you do for Fiverr?
You pay. It's like free. It's services for starting at $5. So logo design, audio work, actors.
We
Yeah.
came here for $5.
Everything. Yeah.
Well, starting at $5. I don't know how much you were.
What's next?
All right. So, of course, how to record your podcast, Inkling Bros style. So, find something or a list of topics to discuss, or honestly just wing it. Like we just said, you can just talk about whatever, or if you want to keep yourselves on track and keep your podcast running in a timely manner, have a list of topics. If you notice that you're going off segment for too long, try to get people back in, reel them in, and then just finish everything off. Schedule a day and time for everyone to record. One of the biggest hurdles that we've had to face is that we always have different schedules, so it's a challenge to find a specific day every other week to record this, so get that settled. Meet up a few minutes prior to or on time to a
In our
recording
case,
session.
a few hours.
Yeah.
Yo, this rule may as well not be up there.
Step 4, wait for Isaac.
Always gotta have
You
your
know
eyes
what? That
on.
rule shouldn't be up there either. 'Cause how many times has Lawrence been the one to say like, "Yo, let's meet at 10 p.m. We start at 1." So, fuck rule number 3 and fuck rule number 4. Actually, no, rule number 3
Step
can
4.5, if Isaac doesn't make it, skip this step.
Wow.
stay. Fuck that rule too.
Step 5, conduct a test recording prior.
Definitely do that. Definitely do that. You don't want to be like 3 hours in. We didn't press start.
Always, that's another thing, like, please always check OBS or whatever recording software you're using. Make sure you're recording. If it stops at some point, just hit record again, or at least check the recording, check where you guys left off, and then just try to continue from there. If you guys went on for too long, then, just try to figure something out. Maybe you could shorten what you guys said earlier. Maybe explain, why there was a sudden cutoff, or maybe you could just edit around it. Do what you need to do. And, of course, remember, actually hit record and start the podcast and have a good time.
Definitely
And
hit record.
Occasionally go and check in on the podcast, just on the recording, see if it's still going, and if nothing crashed, because that is like a podcaster's biggest fear, that they're recording and then they're like maybe 2 hours into the podcast or whatever, and then they find out the entire time either they weren't recording or that everything that they did is gone.
Audacity.exe has stopped responding. Would you like to send an error report?
No.
Exactly.
No, I want to send an error
Would you like to
report.
wait for the program to respond?
No,
Please.
send a report to Microsoft.
Control-Alt-Delete.
And, of course,
Wrap up the podcast.
the most important rule, wrap up the podcast.
We have this running gag where one episode, I don't remember which one it was, but I
think it
said
was
that
11 or 12.
like at one
That
point
became a catchphrase.
it was like we were up Pat way into like the early hours, and I was just like, guys, can we wrap up the podcast?
And the second most important rule, rethink life decisions when you realize the time is currently 3 or 4 a.m.
Yes. Yes.
Now, different places to post your podcast include SoundCloud, archive.org, iTunes, YouTube. There are different ways to post your podcast, but we specifically have YouTube in boldface because that's the platform that we're currently on. And these next few steps are just basic stuff for posting podcasts to YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, this should all just be familiar stuff. Create a unique logo design for your show. You can either do that yourself, or you can just commission someone to create a logo, review it with them, make sure it matches the style of your show. Create a thumbnail template for each use in each episode. Some programs that you can use include PowerPoint, Google Slide, Pictory, GIMP, or Photoshop, or you can even use, like this guy taught me the other day, After Effects. Yep. So yeah, just make something that's attractive to what your podcast is about, so that you could rake in those views, and hopefully you could get around the YouTube algorithm. This is optional. Create additional graphics to add flair to your show, like an in-video graphic design, or an intro or an end card. Those are things that YouTube just implemented, and now we can utilize those to hey, check out our videos, and then just click them, and then they'll see we've done other stuff. Load all the necessary files into your editing software like Premiere, Windows Live Movie Maker. I list that on there specifically because it's on every Windows computer.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, it was, but
There's a way to get it back.
there is a way to get it back. And it's free, and it is everyone's first editing program to just learn the
I
basics.
think we all got started on Windows Live Movie Maker, and now we're working on Premiere.
I
So
still
Yeah.
do YouTube in that. I'll jump between Sony Vegas and then
Yeah, sometimes you need it for those quick edits that So
Yeah.
and then and then edit and render your episode. Wait for it to finish. Write up a title and description in the meantime, and then upload your video to YouTube. Some quick tips: always check to see if the show's actually being recorded.
there you
That's
go.
one. pick your topics wisely. You know, sometimes if you want to have a list of topics, something might not like hit off well with other people who are on the show, or maybe it might not be the best choice to discuss it. Or you could just, you know, be totally bold about it and just go for it anyway. You know, I'm just saying, do what you need to do, but like always think about it first. Do your research. Make sure that whatever you're talking about, like, you know, isn't like, you know, if it's a rumor, specify that it's a rumor. But if it's actual news, make sure you try to do as much research as you possibly could to make sure that what you're saying is accurate. If not, you know, there's always, you know, recording a retraction either within the episode if you haven't rendered it yet, or the next following episode. And always make sure you do that as well. Use the best equipment or software that you possibly could. If you know, even if you have like basic stuff, like, you know, we started using Rock Band microphones early on when we were learning how to podcast. So like, if you have that, you know, that's a good start. But like, you know, over time, like if you think this is something you really want to invest your time into and that you think will be really good going forward for your channel, invest some money and try to get some really good stuff so that you can improve the quality of your show. Never record without the best motivation. We went over this earlier. It's a given. Be self-aware and avoid dragging the show or dull moments along. You don't want to, like, you know, drag something out for too long. Don't try to start like a running gag. Like running gags just happen by themselves. You know, just make sure something isn't going on for way too long. And be mindful of your co-hosts, guests, and potential listeners. Like maybe sometimes you'll have a guest on and maybe they won't feel comfortable talking about something. So. Everyone is a regular human being like yourself, so, you know, remember that being a podcast, it's not about putting on a persona or a character, it's about being you, just talking about stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, if you can't, like, stick to, you know, try to stick to a schedule, but, like, if, you know, life happens one week and, like, you can't do it, just, like, you know, don't worry about it. Just, like, do what you gotta do and then come back when you can. You know, that's always a big thing with us, because, like, we love to take these huge hiatuses just because, like, you know, we're human. We like to, like, take breaks, and we're just like, yeah, maybe we'll just reboot it next year. Or, like, you know, that's why we have 3 seasons, but really only 21 or 22 episodes
at the moment.
So our 3rd season right now is our longest one so far. So, you know.
Yeah. Always be honest and consistent with your audience. Like we just said, you know, if you go on a hiatus, let them know that, you know, something's up. You don't have to tell them what, but, like, you know, that you need to go away for a while. The show will be back eventually, then keep them posted with progress and all that. Share your show around social media responsibly, of course. You know, don't annoy people about it. Be yourself and have fun. You know, it's a good time. And that's basically what we wanted to show off. So, yeah. What time are we at right now? It's the
3:34, so
3:34?
39, sorry. And I guess one more thing, there are a couple projects that are going to be come out in the next year. So Project IBW is something that I'm personally been working on. It's a passion project of mine. So we are going to be releasing that hopefully by the end of this year. I won't give too many details of it out, but when it's live, we will post about it on the YouTube channel and on the Twitter. As well, Project IBM will be
been hard to work at it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Will also be coming out around the same time that IBW comes out, or sometime at the beginning of 2020. So
yeah,
let's hope for that.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, I guess that's us. You guys have anything else you want to say?
No.
Also, a quick shout out to our crew over here. These are our friends, but also crew.
The man
we're
Eddy.
also a photography film collab. We're called the Ramen Pack. We're rebranding right now, but catch us at other cons too.
Yeah. So on that note, my name is Lorenzo. I'm the blue squid here on the Inkling Brothers podcast.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. I'm the purple squid of the Inkling Brothers podcast.
Isaac, red squid from the podcast.
Chef, apparently the yellow squid.
Yeah, and we are the Inkling Brothers, and we hope to see you guys sometime soon.
Thanks for coming.
Don't we go with our panel?
All right.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Wait.
We really appreciate
Thank you, guys.
I subscribed to your YouTube channel and turned on notifications.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro.
Conversations are enjoyable.
Yes. Thank you.
And if you guys are at Anime Next, I hope to see you there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll be there. That is my next con I'm headed to.
Yeah,
Thanks so much,
hopefully
dude.
for us too.
Later, bro.
Later, get home safe.
Thanks.
I got it. I'll be right back.
All right, don't drop.